I'd like to call to order the Germantown School District Personnel Committee for Monday, June 9th, 2025. Roll call. Higginbotham?
Here.
Pollock?
Here.
Brown, myself is here. I'll look for a motion for agenda revisions and approval.
Move to approve the agenda.
Second.
Got a first, got a second. Any discussion? We'll vote on it. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? That passes. Item 4, approval minutes, approval of the April 21st minutes. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the May 5th, 2025 committee meeting minutes.
That May 5th.
May 5th, is that what I said?
April 21st.
Did I have the wrong one?
You can just say April 21st.
April 21st. Meeting minutes.
Second.
I have a first and a second. Any discussions? Hearing none, we'll vote on it. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? That passes. Item 5, reports and updates. I turn over to Mr. Noah.
Thank you.
It's right here.
As a reminder, as in previous personnel committee meetings, the contracts that we bring forward tonight are information only. These contracts, along with any other subsequent contracts, will be brought to our board a week from tonight. And I say that because just today we had 2 more contracts that aren't on this document. And as well, very likely there'll be 1 more tomorrow. So this list will double. Nonetheless, we have 3 to bring forward, again, for informational purposes. Allison Cervais, a 7th grade science and social studies teacher from Kennedy. It's a regular contract at $58,500. Christina Burmeister, 4th grade teacher at Rockfield Elementary, a regular contract at $51,500. And Taylor Rounds, a special education teacher from Germantown High School, a regular contract at $58,500.
Very good, and that was for information purposes. Move on to agenda or item B.
Thank you. Next is resignations, and same thing holds true with resignations. There will be a few more 1 week from tonight at the board meeting. The 4 that we have to present to you are, first off, Nicole Schmidt. Nicole submitted her letter of resignation May 16th, effective at the conclusion of the 24-25 school year. Nicole began teaching in Germantown in August of 2019 as a special education teacher at County Line Elementary School. Emily Brennan submitted her letter of resignation May 16th, 2025, effective at the conclusion of the 24-25 school year. Emily began teaching in the Germantown School District in August of 2018, serving as a 4th grade teacher at Rockfield Elementary School. Scott Schubert submitted his letter of resignation May 20th of 2025, effective at the conclusion of the 24-25 school year. Scott began teaching in August of 2015, serving in the special education department at Germantown High School as the transition coordinator. And finally, Jonathan Brooks submitted his letter of resignation on May 22nd, 2025, effective at the conclusion of the 24-25 school year. Jonathan began teaching in the Germantown School District in August of 2012, serving as a choir teacher at Germantown High School.
And we just saw some of his work yesterday.
Yeah, he's going on
Wonderful.
to a newer, unique role.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that'll come up in our staffing update, but I had the opportunity to meet and speak with all of these teachers. He is moving on to kind of a unique situation relative to teaching and pursuing some other interests. So, happy for him.
Mr. Schubert's moving into I met with him as well, so Mr. Nowak, he's moving into the private sector outside of education. Had a unique career opportunity come up. Mrs. Brennan is finishing her speech and language
Mhm.
degree, so she has to student teach and looking down that career path. And Ms. Schmidt, Mr. Nowak and I are meeting with
Yeah, I spoke with her
tomorrow,
briefly
Thursday.
today.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's, we're going to speak with her on Thursday, but she's
Yeah.
moving into another role in another district.
Very good. We'll move on to any questions or anything. Anybody?
Just wish them all well in their endeavors.
Move on to item C, staffing update.
Okay, staffing update, we did not have an update in May, so this is our current staffing. It looks a little more hearty than what we usually see throughout the year, and that's because it reflects the end of the year. We've been extremely busy with vacancies and filling vacancies. At the current time, as you can see, there are, what are we up to there, 9 positions that are listed. I can tell you that a number of those are already in the process of being filled. As I said, some of these have come in today, and a couple today, and then one probably tomorrow. So some of these will get filled. We also have, as you'll see in a later agenda item, an assistant principal vacancy at GHS. That's for John Fox's resignation. We'll speak to that. And then we go into our category that gets at support staff and professional technical staffing. I won't go through those item by item, but there are a number there that reflect end of the year status. Usually at this point in the year, there are a number of people that indicate that they won't be returning. We've identified it in that manner. Many of them are in the aide ranks. As such, many of the aides are actually in our elementary schools, so that will be a strong element of hiring kind of in this next phase. I would point to, May, later parts of April and May, really to be a heavy time for teacher hires. And that will continue as we have some shifts throughout the summer, but as we get into summer, there'll be more of a focus on aides. And that's just sort of common relative to timing and how people are looking for employment.
Yeah. Seasonal. Questions? Go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna move on to that
Right.
next thing, if there are no
Yep.
questions.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay, the final piece, and with the 4 resignations, Dr. Reuter shared what each of those individuals are doing. As we met with them and tried to categorize kind of where they fall, I categorized 2 of them as career advancement relative to going into positions outside of the education realm, if you will, and then the other 2, one of those was sort of the hybrid nature of John Brooks' position. Categorized it as other. He had a lot of factors at play in terms of the kind of the movement that he's making. The other being the teacher that is transitioning to another district. The categories that we see don't really fit sort of where she's at. We're going to speak more with her on Thursday, but in my discussions with her, I thought our other was appropriate.
Okay. All right. Any questions, discussion around staffing? No. Move to item 6, unfinished business, which we have none. We'll move on to item 7, which is new business, and it's going to be employee handbook modifications. And then we'll address the administrator resignation.
Yeah.
Start with
Yep.
handbook modifications.
Handbook modifications, this is a time of year, really anytime prior to the start of the school year, but in this case, prior to start to the, what would it be, 25-26 fiscal year, it's appropriate to review our handbooks and look at any changes that we want to make. We have a number of them to bring forward. I would characterize the vast majority of them as sort of refining things that are already there. What typically happens throughout the year, as things come up, we keep a file of, hey, when it comes time to do some handbook modifications, let's go to this file and review it. So, last week, maybe
2 weeks ago.
ago,
Yep.
we went through that. We sat down and crafted, much of
Our-
what you'll see.
A lot of members of our business office, our benefits person and payroll person are kind of the first line of people who will come to Mike, Brittany, or I and say, we have this really unique situation with an employee, and our handbook language is very vague. It doesn't give the direct, and that's what it should, is give the direction. So this has never happened before, or we've seen this 4 times this year. So then we asked them to create recommendations, we cross-reference with legal, and then we met to go over the final. And as you can see, all of them are related in the main employee handbook page. Mostly there, as well as then specific, a couple specifics, but they're all related to time off, time off, time off, and they all have financial implications. So we tried to show, obviously, like we've done in the past in green, these are the recommended pieces to be inserted in the main handbook that would be then signed off on everyone for the next calendar year, as well as then anything that's specific to a specific employee group.
Very good. That employee feedback is key to get these.
Yeah, the
handbooks
people, they're in the
invited.
trenches
They see
doing,
it.
and then get, weird requests that are unique, and then say, direction would be great, versus, yeah, for that person we'll do this, but that person, no, we're all employees here.
I think last year we had one with requesting time off in Skyward and the
And that's
process
here.
involved. And
Yep.
so as I read
You and
through
I
these,
spoke about that
none
one.
of these come as a surprise.
Yeah.
We've all had, you guys have had discussions around them, so
Yeah,
reading.
just
through
like
these, I read-
unpaid time off, you'll see this
Yeah.
is the second iteration. We brought something earlier in the year. Unpaid time should be unpaid time, so we're still paying for insurance, WRS contribution, disability, all those things, so it's really not unpaid time. So just clarifying that, and we've talked with other districts, that's something many have gone forward with previous to us having this conversation. But as we've seen more requests come in for unpaid time, then we really have to look at the totality of it, especially related to FMLA this year.
Yeah,
With
and
catastrophic things that have happened to
right,
employees.
and to that point, as we consider these changes, we also don't want to write ourselves into a corner
Mhm,
where
right.
our language sort of handcuffs us relative to how we deal with things. You'll see that in one of the things that comes up here that allows us some flexibility relative to the situation that the employee is experiencing.
Yep, clarifying and refining.
Yep.
Very good.
So with that, we'll jump into.
Do you want us to go through each, or
Yeah.
did people have questions?
Boy, there's a lot there. I hope the group ran through it, so if we have any questions, we can address it up front.
Yeah, if you want to
Okay.
jump to specific areas. I think we've highlighted the big themes.
Yeah. Like I said, I read through them and none of them came as a surprise to me. Tracy, no? Kim? Okay. The donating time off
Yeah.
to another employee, have we been doing that before?
Yeah, it's just clarification in their employee group as well as sick personal time and what that looks like.
And that was more how to actually account for it and track it.
Yeah,
From
well-
one system to the next.
One of the things that comes up whenever that goes into place, the handbook language now, I believe, says something like you can do this. The Director of Human Resources will facilitate it. The clarity that's provided is that the donation can't cross over work groups. The reason that can't happen is that different work groups have different benefits, and there are financial implications relative to
A contracted
that
employee
exchange.
versus a non-contracted employee.
yeah.
Right.
And sometimes benefits are connected to that sick leave, so in strange scenarios, by donating chunks of days, it could weigh heavily from a financial perspective, if that makes sense.
Yep.
You can see in bereavement, we did not eliminate days, but we put in specificity around who bereavement could be used for.
Yep. All right, if we've all read them over and we're all okay with them, I'll look for a recommendation.
I'd like to make a motion to move forward with a positive recommendation to the full board to approve the modifications to all of the employee handbooks as presented. The modification to vision insurance and the support staff handbook will take effect January 1st, 2026.
That's because that's plan year versus fiscal year.
Yeah.
Very good.
Second.
All right. We have a first and a second. Any discussions? Open it up to the outside committee members. No? All right. We'll take a vote on it. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none. The employee handbook modifications pass.
Okay.
And we move to. I'll take the item 7, Part B, Administrator Resignation. That's for Mr. John Fox.
Correct. John Fox submitted his letter of resignation on May 29th, 2025, effective June 30th, 2025. John began working in the Germantown School District in July of 2018 as a music teacher at Kennedy Middle School. He transitioned to an assistant principal role at Germantown High School at the start of the 24-25 school year. I think, as most of you know, accepted a principal position at
Heartland Lakeside School District at North Shore Middle School.
part of the Arrowhead
Right off,
feeder system.
right behind Bristol Cone Pines off of Highway 16.
Yeah.
Yep.
So he was very straightforward with us in terms of going through that process. This is one of those
We
cases
might have
where
given him too much advice in the interview process. So.
we're very happy for him. You know,
Yeah.
aside from the 1 year that he spent at the high school, he made a significant contribution from a music perspective and, you know, in assisting KMS. He was sort of the stand-in administrator for many years. I think he got to see an awful lot there. And then the experience at GHS kind of expanded his perspective and I'm sure helped him tremendously as he went through that interview process. So while we're sad to see him go, we're happy for him and look forward to seeing how he does.
Yep. So that goes back to the data page. He's one of the two for career advancement.
No, that just represents the teachers.
Oh, that's, okay.
So that
That's right.
they're represented there. I didn't put
Okay.
him into that, but that would definitely be what that is. Yeah.
Very good. Very good. So do we need a motion for that, or
Yes, we do.
have I look for that motion?
Mo-
Frantically scroll through the pages here looking for it.
Motion with a positive recommendation to the full board to approve the resignation of John Fox and thank him for his years of service in the Germantown School District.
A second.
First and a second. Any discussion?
He'll be
Hearing none.
he'll be approved Monday night in Heartland, so there won't be a crossover with him sitting in two contracts.
Very good.
It all kind of worked out working with their district.
Good. Glad that was able to work out. Hearing none, we'll take a vote on it. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, that passes. Good luck to Mr. Fox. I think I heard him saying that this last year at Germantown High School allowed him the opportunity to see his first class
Oh,
in 2018 graduate
Sure.
from high school.
Sure.
So it was a neat
That's kinda
opportunity
cool.
for him.
And you got to read names yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very good. And with that, I will take one last motion.
Move to adjourn.
Second.
I have a first and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none. Let's vote on it. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That passes. We are adjourned at 7:10.